O c'ha tipo gli sticker, ancora.
Cosa sono? Questi qui cosa sono?
Good afternoon, I hope that you're doing well. I had my first day of lectures this morning and I thought I would just sit down for a moment to explain things because I don't know how many people really like have the context for what I study, because a lot of what I share in my videos is art related or journaling related, but then what I'm studying is actually not art and there's a bit of confusion going on in the comments every once in a while. So I thought I would just, since it's my first day and I kind of wanted to talk about it anyways, I thought I would just sit down for a second and give you some context about everything. So basically, I have just nearly finished a bachelor's degree in biotechnology. I will be graduating mid-October, and this morning I started my master's degree in plant biotechnology. So things are all a bit backwards. I also haven't taken the entrance exam for my master's degree yet, because that will also be mid-October, a couple of days before graduation. It's all backwards. I could have done it like the right way around, where I graduated and then I took the entrance exam and then I started lectures, but in order to do it that way, I would have had to graduate and take the exam in July, and that was mid-exam season and I was still taking exams for my bachelor's at that point. But we are allowed to actually start attending lectures, basically until you've like properly enrolled. You can't take exams, but we won't be able to take exams until January anyways. I don't have any more exams to take for my bachelor's. I have finished writing my thesis. I have sent that out to get corrected today. I've just sent that out to my supervisor at lunchtime today, and I will be properly submitting it at the end of the month, and then graduating in about 3 weeks time, which sounds really crazy. It doesn't sound real. Like, I've been saying all of last week that today was going to be my first day of lectures from my master's, and I kept thinking as I was saying it, like, that sounds like I've made it up. I haven't. It actually did happen. And it went really well. I think we have 4 classes this semester, and we had 2 this morning. It's all a bit, the first couple of weeks are going to be a bit confused because I think some professors are at a scientific convention, so we might not meet a couple of them until a bit later on. And we do have multiple professors for some courses, which I'm used to having because we've had classes that were like 4 credits with 4 professors, and it's all just a bit chaotic. It's meant to be less chaotic now than it was for my bachelor's, but here's hoping. But we did meet a couple of them when we had the first 2 lectures. Obviously, the first lectures are always just very introductory, but they did start just kind of teaching like they normally would. So we did get to have a feel for what the slides are going to be like, or what the lectures are going to be like. It's about 40 of us in the class, so it's a lot smaller than my previous course, which, you know, master's degrees normally are. But I am really enjoying it. I've had a really good time this morning. I talked to a few people, which was great. I was hoping we weren't going to get to do like the awkward round of introduction that like sometimes professor gets you to do, and no one has gotten us to do that so far, but there's still new people that we have to meet, so I'm hoping they won't get us to do that. But I have talked to some people in the meantime, which is a big achievement for me because I do not like talking to new people. I'm not very good at that. I'm very awkward at social interactions. So it was a good morning. I'm happy with how that went. I will start my usual routine of like sorting out my notes, my lecture notes, kind of day by day. But these first 2 don't really need me to do that. And basically the way that I normally go about taking notes is that, and like we'll see if this translates well to this course, because I don't know if we'll maybe be asked to use more books. They have recommended a few books, and professors used to recommend books in my old course, but they weren't really compulsory. They mostly just emphasized the importance of like lecture notes, and so that's what I've always done. I don't know if I will rely a bit more on books this time around, but generally the way that I do it is I go to lectures, I take notes, and I record the lecture, and if I miss anything within the lecture, I will put 3 question marks and a small explanation like insert image from slide 24, or missed word, or I missed a bit because I was distracted and talking to someone, and I will try to put the time of the recording, so it's very, very quick for me to then go back and only listen to like those targeted areas of the recording and just fix up my notes and integrate like the text that I maybe have missed from the PowerPoint, or the pictures from the PowerPoint, and it's just very easy for me to like finish out my lecture notes that way, and I try to, as much as possible, to keep up with that like lecture by lecture. So we'll see if that translates well, but in the meantime I do also need to get on with a little bit of revision for the entrance exam, because my camera stopped recording, so excuse if it moved. The SD card was full, but basically I do need to actually go back and revise bits from previous courses. I have some biochemistry to revise, some microbiology, which is the part that I'm most excited to revise again, but I will have microbiology and like pathology courses next year, and those are the ones that I'm really interested in. And then just like all of the like plant biology and plant genetics, and then we did a physiology course this year as well. I do just kind of want to go through all of them again and make sure that I have those fresh. Obviously the lectures help, even just what we did this morning is like very helpful in kind of remembering all of that and going a bit deeper into them, so they will also help when I do go and take the test, but I just want to feel as prepared as I can for it. So I want to make a bit of a plan today for how I want to revise for that. So I think it'll just be like 1 to 2 hours a day of revision, so I can get to the exam without feeling too stressed and overwhelmed by having studied too much and like having tired myself out too much in the previous weeks, especially because I also have my thesis presentation to put together and try out, because they are very close together, but also just feeling prepared and confident in my knowledge. So hopefully that all works out, but I think for now I'm just going to do a little bit of drawing. I saw that Sean from Very Little Peach just uploaded like the annual Peachtober breakdown. She does a video every year where like she talks about all of the Peachtober prompts and shares ideas for all of them, and I'm not going to be doing that this year. I'm not going to be doing Inktober like I did last year, but I am trying to build a semi-daily drawing habit, and it is technically like an ink drawing habit, so I might end up drawing most days of October in ink, but it's not going to be all days, I don't think, and I'm not even like trying to put that pressure on myself to draw every single day. But also it's just a really fun video to watch, and it's a very inspiring thing to watch, so I am just gonna be doing a little bit of art, having a little bit of an art session now while I watch that, and I kind of write down any ideas that I take from this video, or like any prompts that she may share that I think is really inspiring and I want to try out. And then I'm gonna get to planning out that revision and probably getting started with that a little bit, and then it'll probably be dinner time because it's nearly 5 p.m. already. Okay, It's a little snug, but I think if I like blow a hairdryer on it for a little bit, it'll be fine. Does it fit in the cover? Oh wait, maybe it does. Oh, this why is this side so much easier? Okay, it does fit. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave it this way so it kind of stretches out a little bit. It's gonna stay like this until January anyways. Oops, okay. Okay, I'm happy with that. Oh, I don't know if I should. I feel like that's pulling on the spine a little bit. Good afternoon. I have a couple of exciting things to show you this afternoon because, as you will have seen very briefly, I went to a crafting supplies fair this morning. It's more of a supplies thing than it is like a proper crafts fair where you can buy finished products, and they do classes and like workshops and things like that. It's a place that I went to last year as well, and my issue with those places is that I have had so many hobbies over the course of the last probably 10 years or so. I think it really started in middle school, like between the summer between primary school and middle school is when I started making bracelets, like beaded bracelets. I used to do really, really like intricate detailed stuff, and then from there everything spiraled, and I've tried kind of everything in between. So when I go to a place like that, I am looking for maybe something specific for my current hobby or like for the newest hobby, but then I'm always looking around and thinking, oh, 13-year-old me would have loved this, or 15-year-old me would have loved that. And they have so many things, and like because I've had so many hobbies, I have so many like tools and supplies, and I've had some family, like some people from my family and some family friends that gifted me crafting supplies for birthdays and at Christmas over the years. So I have so many things that are just sitting there unused because you can't keep up with everything. But when I go to places like that, I just get excited about all of it. So it's a really good time. I found a couple of bits. I picked up a charm to put on my traveler's notebook cover. I'm gonna do that in a second because I have to take out the elastic and undo the knot, so I'll do that off camera, or I might film it, but I'll do that later. But it's a really cute leaf charm. I'll show you a close-up later. And then there was a really sweet girl that was selling stickers. There are a few people that are selling like finished products, but for the most part it is like big yarn shops where they kind of sell things in bulk, or where they there's a lot of beads being sold in bulk, a lot of like chains and little charms and things of that kind. A lot of them are not really things that I would ever really go for because they don't really fit my aesthetic. It's a lot of it is very colourful, but it's really cool to see. There's a really big stand that has all like every little element, object thing that you could possibly ever need for like garlands and like Christmas ornaments and setups, and it's so cool. So I picked up some stickers from this really sweet girl. She left me her Instagram as well, so I'll put it in the description if you want to check it out. And she had a lot of very autumnal stickers, which I was very excited about. Like, these are very cute. I love them. I can't wait to start using them. And they're all within a very similar palette, so I feel like they all match together very nicely. There were some mushrooms, so obviously I had to get those. And then some more spooky Halloween ones. I love the cat. And the hat as well. Those are really pretty. And then some tea ones. Gotta have some tea stickers. And then I thought these would be nice as like extra little decorations to have around. So I'm really happy that I picked those up. I wasn't expecting to be able to find stickers. And then I picked up some yarn. Initially, because there were two really big yarn stands, and the first one that I found just had a lot of acrylic, and I don't really want to buy acrylic. I'm not interested. So I was looking for some dark toned wool, ideally, and I ended up finding it at the second stand. They had, this is 100% wool, they had these really big 100-gram skeins, and so I picked up 5, I believe. It's not black, I don't know. Yeah, I think you can tell because my jumper is black. You can tell in comparison to it. It's a really dark grey, but I think it's very pretty. They also had a bunch that were speckled, which was cute, but I don't think I would love that on a jumper, or at least it's not what I'm looking to make right now. And then they had some really pretty like lighter grey tones and creams, but I just think I'm much more likely to wear a darker toned garment. So for the first jumper, like proper jumper that I'm trying to make, I would like something black, or like as close to that as I can get. And then I also got a matching hook because I haven't worked with yarn this thick before, so I didn't have a hook that was the right size, and I picked up some needles to weave in the ends because I didn't have any. But I've cast it on. I don't think you can say you've cast on a project for crochet. It's more of a knitting thing. But I've started working on it. So I've done the ribbed. You can probably not see anything because it's so dark. But I've done the ribbed bottom edge, and then I've started working towards the top. This is going to be the front section, and then I'm going to do a back panel, and then I'm going to do the sleeves and then sew it all together, which is going to be a lot easier with these as well, because I think I would much prefer to sew things together rather than crochet them together, because I've tried that before and it's a mess. I make such a mess of it. Of course, it's something that I will try to practice, but if I can just sew things together, that'll be so much easier. So I've started working on that. I would have continued working on other projects, but this was something that I was specifically looking for yarn for. Like, I had some yarn saved online that I was going to order if I couldn't find any other fair, but I actually don't have any of the other projects with me at the moment because I had to, because the temperatures dropped really suddenly, I had to come over with a really big suitcase with my duvet inside of it because I didn't have my duvet here, and so there was no space left for extra crafting things. I brought my journals, obviously, because that's necessary, in my sketchbook, but the projects that I was working on crochet wise stayed at home, and I'm gonna bring them back over this weekend. But that was kind of it, I think. Yeah, that's all I picked up. I got a map as well. I think it's pretty much the same. I think I picked this up last year as well. But I'll see if I can stick it somewhere. It's too wide to put in the traveler's notebook, and too big for the A6. I wouldn't put something this thick in the A6 anyways, but we'll see if I can kind of collage something with it. And then I guess I wanted to show you the drawings that I've done over the past couple of days. This was kind of inspired by the first book in this series. I can't remember if I talked about it yet or not, and it's on the other side of the room, but this is the second book in the series. And the first one is called The Restaurant of Lost Recipes, and then I can't remember the English translation of this one, but it's a series of seven books that is being translated, that I think the first one was published in 2023 in both English and Italian, and then this is from 2024. And I'm really enjoying it. I only have one chapter left of this one. It's very repetitive. If you don't like repetitive books, this is not for you. If you don't like books that talk about food, this is also not for you. But I've been having such a great time reading it. It's like reading short stories, and I love it. But because it talks a lot about food, I wanted to look up some of the recipes that it mentions and some of the dishes that it mentions, and I went to look at pictures and draw some of them. So I'm gonna keep doing that, I think, because this was a lot of fun and I like the way that the collage kind of came out. And then this is the one that I made yesterday. I picked up a little a couple of pastries for myself on the first day of uni, and I had one left to have yesterday because it was more of a biscuit. And then I thought it would be fun to draw some scenes inside Polaroid pictures, just to kind of change up the layout of the page a little bit. And then I have yet to do today's drawing, so I'm gonna do that probably after I study, because otherwise I'm never actually gonna start studying. But I think tonight I'm gonna finish this book, and then I'll pick back up the other one that I'm reading from Murakami, though that'll be interesting to carry to uni tomorrow because it's 800 pages and it's heavy. But I picked this up for that reason, because when we were going to the wine fest over the weekend, I didn't want to bring the other book with me because it's so heavy. But then I was like, I do want something to read for the train, and I just finished the first book in the series, and I had seen that they had this one in stock at the bookshop inside the train station, and so I couldn't resist but I am really enjoying it. Also, the covers are beautiful. The other one is really, really beautiful too. So that's a little update. I'm gonna get back to studying. I am probably gonna I also should start sorting out my notes, but I think I will start doing that from next week once I have a bit more material, because it's just quicker or like easier to do more lectures at once. So I only have to like open everything up once, and then I think today I'm probably just gonna study for about an hour and then have half an hour of drawing, and then it'll be time for like shower and dinner and all of that. So that's kind of the plan, but I wanted to update you. I'm really excited to start using the stickers. I think they'll match really well in the horn as well, because this month, even if it's only for a few more days, but this month is orange, so I'll try to decorate that a little bit, and then I'll start using them in the other books. But I guess you'll see that in the next few clips, in the next few videos as well.
Okay.
Good morning, I hope that you're doing well. It's Wednesday. Today I'm working on the presentation for my thesis defense. It's not like a proper defense, but I have to give like a 10-minute presentation, and then they're probably gonna ask 1 or 2 questions. So I do want to like make a presentation that I'm proud of. So I'm just starting to pull in like all of the information and all of the images that I want to use, and then alongside that I'll write up everything that I want to say, so then I can start like trying it and stuff. I feel like I don't have time to do anything because I have so much, like I have so many things going on this week and next week, and I just think I need to sit down for a minute, probably this afternoon or tonight, and journal about it, so I can kind of clear my head a little bit. Because I've had a bunch of things going on. Francesca also moved in on Sunday, so on Monday we were out all day shopping because we both had some errands to run in town, and then we needed to get some bits for the house. I got some new glasses. They're from Zara Home. I only got 2 because I thought it would be cute to have some like darker glasses to keep on the desk for autumn and winter. But I might actually go back and get like 4 more, so I have a full set of 6 because I think they're really pretty. I also don't really know where I would store them, but that's a problem for another day. But they're really pretty. I think it looks really nice, and they're like a nice weight. Anyways, so we did that on Monday, and then yesterday I had lectures, and then I went to get my nails done, and then today I'm working on thesis presentation. But I'm doing some revision for the entrance exam, so I'm trying to kind of do a bit of that every day. I'm trying to work on a project for my mom because she needs me to design like an invitation for something this week as well. And then I have some presentations that I need to work on in like their group presentations for uni, which is something that we've never done before, and everybody seems to want us to do that this semester, and I was not ready for it, but we'll tackle that somehow. But it's just, there's a lot of things going on, and I'm trying to not get too overwhelmed by that, and I'm trying to still make time for my hobbies, because you can't pour from an empty cup. There's a really nice video that Cheyenne made a couple of years ago that really stuck with me, that's titled that, and it's that thing where even in exam sessions, like when I'm busiest studying and kind of stressed with that, it's when I'm most quote-unquote productive art-wise or like hobbies-wise as well, because I need that kind of balance. So I'm just trying to take it a bit at a time and get it all done. And then in 2 weeks' time, it will be quieter, hopefully. It will be, at least I won't have like the revision for the entrance exam and the revision for graduation or like for my thesis presentation. And it will just, those 2 things will be done. And it'll be less stressful because those are like 2 big things. But I'm confident that everything is going to go for the best. I haven't been journaling a lot, but I do think I'll sit down this afternoon or tonight and just kind of journal about everything to clear my head a little bit and get a bit more organized. I'm gonna try to draw a bit this afternoon as well, because I want to do some ink illustrations for an invitation that my mum needs me to make. And then in the evenings I've been working on the jumper that I started last week. Really, that's all I wanted to show you right now. Like, that's all I have to show what's going on here. Wait, I'm stuck. Okay. So I think you saw me start this last week. There's not enough space on the desk to show you. Let's make some space. I ended up deciding to do cables for the front. I sat down because I did the back panel first, which is just plain double crochet, and then it's got a ribbed band at the bottom. And then I sat down to start the front, and I thought I might as well give cables a go, because I'd been saving some posts about it and some videos about it, and I thought I can waste 5 minutes knowing that this is not going to work, but I can like waste 5 minutes trying it. And I tried it and it worked. Not immediately, it got some, you know, it took some work, but it worked really well. I did a couple of different types. Like, realistically, it's just this one and these are smaller versions, or like half versions of this. And then I did a little, I don't know how to call it, a little other motif in the middle. I really like it. And then this week I've started working on the sleeve. The thing is, I didn't want to do like a sleeve that went straight out because it's a really thick jumper, because I'm working with like fairly chunky yarn, and so it would just have like it would have ended up having too much fabric under the arm. So I looked up how to do short rows for sleeve shaping, and there's very little in terms of crochet on how to do short rows. I also watched some knitting videos because like the concept is the same. And then I did it the first time and it puffed out really badly, which is not the look that I wanted for this piece. So I frogged it. I started it again doing decreases, and then now it's a lot better. It fits a lot better. It's still got a little too much fabric here, so I'm gonna frog it again and do more decreases here so there's less fabric. But I'm really happy with how it's turning out. It fits me really well, and it's a lovely color. I don't know how well it's showing up. I'm probably gonna have to like brighten it up quite a bit so you can see well, but it's not black, it's like a dark gray. And because it's undyed wool, it's not particularly uneven, but it's also not particularly even. And it's just, it gives a really beautiful like rustic finish, and I love it. It's also quite soft, to be honest. It's not scratchy at all. And this is the wool that I picked up from the crafts fair last week, so that's really cool. I might actually order some more in a different color because they have like some really nice creams. And then yesterday, when I was going to university, I had a look on the website that I initially got the yarn for this top over here, which I was working on like a couple of weeks ago. But I only had 4 balls, and obviously that wasn't enough. And so I'd been keeping an eye on the website of the shop where I got it to see when it would come back in stock, and it did. And they had 5 balls, so I kind of reserved those and I picked them up yesterday. So now I have yarn to finish this top. I'm gonna make it a bit longer because it's quite cropped at the moment, and then I'm also gonna go for long sleeves. But this is just kind of a very plain double crochet thing from now on, just in the round. So I might kind of alternate the two. I'm in no rush to finish either, and I'm just kind of doing a little bit while watching some videos before going to bed, or like yesterday night when I was talking to Francesca, we were just chatting in the kitchen and I was crocheting. So that's been nice, but it's a lot. I don't know, I just have so much going on. I feel like I need that bit of quiet in the evening to like relax a bit. I'm gonna try to draw a little bit today, as I said, and then yeah, that's kind of it. I don't know how interesting the video will be this week. I'll try to like film the more interesting bits and not like the boring computer work bits, but I don't know, we'll see.